Hello, everyone. My name is Malcolm Horn, and I'm a certified financial planner with Alliant Retirement and Investment Services. We're a division of Alliant Credit Union. Today, we're going to be talking about the basics of retirement planning. My goal is to help you understand the importance of saving as early and as much as you can for retirement. The information we cover should help you see the big picture better. It should also help you visualize what retirement might mean for you, both from a financial perspective and a lifestyle perspective. Retirement to me is about being financially independent. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you're aware of some educational resources. Throughout the year, we have webinars that you can attend and listen about other financial topics. You can listen to the podcast we produce, and of course, our website has plenty of financial resources for you to learn more about a specific topic. Today's agenda is going to be talking about the saving mantras, 5 steps to help you achieve retirement success, and how much money will you need. Before we get started, let's talk about a statistic. On average, Social Security currently replaces only 40% of an income. This is average. For those of you that are higher income earners, that percentage is less. For low income earners, that percentage is greater. So ask yourself, could you live on 40% of the income you're currently making? When it comes to retirement planning, there are a number of saving vehicles to choose from, as well as investment options to understand and consider. Not to mention assumptions you need to make about inflation, Social Security, longevity, and healthcare expenses during retirement. There are also lifestyle decisions to consider, such as where you will live, whether or not you work part-time, or travel in retirement. It's a lot to think about, especially if you don't know how to start. The good news is it does not have to be complicated. In fact, successful retirement planning can be broken into 2 steps. One, start saving as early as you can. Two, save as much as you can. The goal today is to understand how these mantras can help you take away the fear factor of retirement planning and empower you to take a basic action that will help you set yourself up for retirement success. Let's first look at a retirement confidence. You might have heard or read an article about we're in a financial retirement savings crisis. People are not saving enough for retirement. Based on a survey that was done by Employee Benefit Research Institute and Greenwald Associates, they asked 2 questions. Will you have enough money to live on in retirement? And are you doing a good job to prepare yourself for retirement? As you can see, some people were very confident and others were not. So ask yourself, do you have enough money for retirement? Are you doing a good job to prepare for retirement? Well, how do we boost your retirement confidence? There's 2 ways to do it. Start saving as early and as much as you can in a retirement savings account. Because the money that you save in retirement will be used to replace the costs of good that are continually to increase. Today, gallon of milk, $4.44. In 30 years, if we apply a 3% inflation, it could be almost $11 a gallon. Second question is, do you want to maintain your lifestyle in retirement? If you do, then you need to start saving as early and as much as you can in a retirement savings account. Again, would you be able to live on 40% of your income if that's all that Social Security replaces? Now, let's move on to the 5 steps to help you achieve retirement success. We're going to go into a little bit more detail in each of these, but here's the 5. Choose your savings vehicle, start early, increase your savings rate whenever possible. Don't forget about healthcare expenses and seek professional advice if you need it. So let's talk about number one, choose your savings vehicle. The most common retirement saving vehicles are employer-sponsored plans, such as 401ks. Then you have IRAs, and IRAs come in two different flavors. Let's first talk about the employer-sponsored plan, such as the 401k. It's a payroll deducted plan. The money goes in pre-tax. It earns tax deferred. You choose how to invest the money. The employer at times matches your contributions. And then at some point, when you start withdrawing the money, is when you would pay taxes. And as long as you're over 59 and a half, there is no early withdrawal penalty. Most employers now offer something called a Roth 401k. Money goes in after tax, gross tax deferred, and as long as you've had the account for 5 years, you're over 59 and a half, all earnings and interest come out tax free. So if you think you're going to be in a higher tax bracket in retirement, you might consider doing a Roth 401k. Then you have something called an individual retirement account, an IRA. Most financial institutions will set up an IRA for you. You have various things to invest, such as savings, CDs, money markets, stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds. So you have a lot more to choose from. Again, the money that you put into IRAs are generally tax deductible. The money grows tax deferred. As long as you start withdrawing after 59 and a half, you avoid the early withdrawal penalty. But when you start taking the money out, you pay taxes on whatever your income tax rate is at that time. And of course, there is a Roth IRA option also. Money goes in after tax, gross tax deferred, and as long as you've had it for 5 years, you're over 59 and a half, all earnings and interest come out tax free. Let's talk about step two, which is start early. One example of ways start early is the rule of 72. The rule of 72 states how many years is going to take you to double your money. So if we use an example of, say, we get an average rate of return of 6%, 72 divided by 6 means that every 12 years, your money possibly will double. So the earlier you start, the more times you have your money to double. It has the ability to double. 3, increase your savings rate whenever possible. We just don't put it on autopilot and say, hey, we're going to save 10% for the rest of my life. No, you should get in a good habit of increasing that every year. Maybe it's a New Year's resolution, or maybe it's a situation where if you get a raise, you also increase the percentage that you put into the 401k. Every little bit helps, even if it is increasing it by 1%. You should also look at your budget and see, is there things that I could cut on my budget to save more for retirement or even for emergency fund? Now, if you are over the age of 50, the IRS allows you to contribute more to your retirement accounts. So when it comes to the traditional or Roth IRA, the regular contribution is $7,000 for this year. If you're over 50, you can contribute another 1,000. With the traditional or Roth 401k, the regular contribution is 23,000, and since you're over 50, you can contribute another 7,500 for a total of 30,500. Let's talk about number 4. We cannot forget about healthcare expenses in retirement. We might be very healthy today, but at some point, the older we get, the more healthcare we may need, and we might be spending more for healthcare related expenses. A study that was done by Fidelity said a healthy 65-year-old couple could spend over $300,000 in retirement on healthcare alone. Number 5, seek professional advice if you need it. Most financial consultants can help you determine a retirement savings goal. They can look at the various factors such as inflation, healthcare expenses, life expectancy, and project investment returns. They can help you develop an investment strategy, look at IRA strategy solutions for you. They can help you balance retirement savings with other financial goals and make sure that you're on track to be able to meet your goals for retirement. All right, let's move on to number 3. How much money will you need? An easy way to determine how much you will need is replacing 75 to 80% of your income. Now, everybody's situation is completely different. You may need more. You need less. It all depends on your situation. Some reasons why you may need to save less in retirement is maybe by retirement, your mortgage is paid. Maybe you plan on downsizing to a smaller home, or maybe relocating to a less expensive city, maybe working part-time in retirement, looking at other incomes that you might be receiving in retirement. Maybe you're receiving more from Social Security than expected. Maybe you're no longer needing to financially support children or other financial members. These are all reasons why you may need to save less and need less income in retirement. But there are also reasons why you may need more. Maybe you still will have a mortgage in retirement. Maybe you plan on traveling a lot more in retirement than while you were working. Maybe you have some health issues that's causing more of your income to go to healthcare expenses. Maybe you anticipate needing long-term care. Maybe you want to start a business in retirement, or you're still financially supporting children and other family members. Maybe Social Security was not inadequate. These are all reasons why you might need to save more in retirement to replace more of your pre-retirement income. A general rule, and again, these are just general rules, is how much should I be saving for retirement? If you're in your 20s, you should strive to save anywhere from 7 to 10% of your annual income. In your 40s, maybe it's 50 to 20%. Maybe if you're in your 50s and 60s, you need to save more. But everybody's situation is completely different. Maybe you did a really good job at a younger age saving more for retirement. And that means that in your later years, you don't need to save as much. Again, these are just guidelines that you could look at. Am I saving enough for retirement? So with that, I just want to remind you of the educational resources that we have out there. You can attend any of our webinars, listens to our podcasts, check out our website for any financial information you're looking for. And with that, I want to thank you, everyone that has attended to listen to today's webinar.